Hello, beautiful soul. How are you? Namaste. I love you so much. And I've just been meditating a lot recently. Had some downloads come through, some wisdom, some powerful, beautiful reflections of my own journey. And I haven't done much talking lately. I've been pretty quiet on social media. I've been in hermit mode very much, going very deep within and just processing my own journey and just allowing myself to be elevated by the divine in a very private way, which has been very beautiful, but also comes with lots of challenges as well when you are just being very private with yourself and with spirit, with the divine. It brings up all the emotions. It kind of opens up the mind for everything to come through when it's just you and God just sitting privately and just with no judgment, just allowing whatever comes through to come through, to move through you, knowing that it's all perfect, it's all divine, it all comes in and goes in divine timing, and just enjoying that time, just being really tight with God, really close, really intimate with the divine. First thing I want to talk about in this video is conscious suffering. Okay, I have been personally suffering a lot, choosing to suffer the last, just say 9 months now. I have experienced an enormous amount of suffering. At times I have become attached to that suffering and it has had a really challenging effect on my mind. And at other times I've been able to detach and observe myself as the character, Ash, going through the suffering without being attached to what is actually happening, the heaviness of the energy that is overwhelming Ash at any one time. I have been able to suffer consciously in a way that, knowing that on a deep level that everything serves me, that I am the creator of my reality and everything in my reality. I create every experience just as you do. We all do. We are all creators and we are all the creators of our own reality, and we create everything, every experience, particularly the ones to do with people, other humans and relationships, because as the creator we all have choice, free will and determinism. Like, we can determine where our life goes, what trajectory, okay? And there is infinite possibilities as to what you could do every single day. You could literally decide to go anywhere and do anything. If your will was strong enough, then you would get there. You would figure out how to get there. Actually, you wouldn't figure out how to get there. That if you were so aligned, if it was part of your destiny, then the divine would line it up for you. You wouldn't even have to lift your little finger. So the divine can open and line things up for you like that. You can force things yourself if you are determined enough to do that, and if you have enough energy allocated to yourself, if you've managed your own energy in a way that has allowed you to accumulate some energy, and to not be blocked off from the energy that you need to do whatever you would like to do, would desire to do. But conscious suffering, very powerful. Suffering is a choice. If we are going through suffering, it's because we chose it. But you can become the observer and consciously suffer, so that it's not. It then, Eckhart Tolle talks about this in The Power of Now. If you can sit in the suffering, in the pain, whatever you're feeling, it no longer becomes suffering. Suffering is just a label that we give it. Okay, but it takes on something else, and you're really learning. Like, you guys are all Master Alchemists, right? And you are all highly skilled in the practice of mental alchemy, okay, which is the turning or the transmuting of dark energy into light energy. So you can take the darkness, the evil energies from this sort of, from the tougher densities, from planet Earth, right? Planet Earth is a tough place, low frequency. Most humans are in a low frequency. They hurt each other, they fight with each other, they compete with each other. Their egos are out of control. Like that's planet Earth for the most part. So you don't have to get tangled up in that. You can protect yourself from that. But you are all alchemists. Every one of you that is following this page, that follows my videos and my stories or poetry or my teachings, you guys are all master alchemists. You guys are all the master creators of your reality, and everything that you have created in your reality, in your experience, is there to serve your highest good. So you can trust. Spirit is testing your faith in these times when it all seems to be going badly, like, and the ego doesn't like it. The ego wants its old life, the old routine, the old comforts. The ego wants to stay stuck exactly where it is, and your higher self wants to elevate to the highest level possible and move into that timeline that is the most abundant for you, your highest timeline, where you exist as your highest version, the highest version of your potential, the strongest, the wealthiest, the most loving, the most kind, the most compassionate version of you, the most divine version of you exists in a timeline somewhere in the multiverse. Your ego is down here in this universe that you find yourself in now, trapped in your current story, your current reality. It's kind of like an escape room. You know, you have the opportunity to figure out, and spirit, which is your higher self, which is you, is always leaving you breadcrumbs, little clues to help figure things out. And it's a complex, nuanced place, planet Earth, and you're here for a reason. We all are. It's a very backwards world. Not a lot of things make sense here. There's a lot of corruption, and like I said, people competing with each other and fighting with each other and hurting each other. There's a lot of violence in this world and disharmony. Not many people get along. Everyone's just crazy busy. A lot of people are struggling to just survive, to pay their bills and work their job so they can pay their bills and keep a roof over their head and keep themselves and their families warm and fed. So planet Earth is full of people in that just baseline, low frequency, really challenging energy. And it's likely that you have found yourself surrounded by people of that nature, whether it's family or friends. You know, it's just most of the population is wired that way. They're not in a high frequency, and it makes it incredibly tough for a person like you who is interested in elevating themselves to their highest level, because you want to find out what your highest potential is. It makes it incredibly difficult to elevate above the low frequencies here in planet Earth. It's like the toughest escape room that there has ever been, almost. Like planet Earth, amongst spiritual people, multidimensional people who do travel to other dimensions and have other experiences and are open and can time travel, and they might be shamans or mystics or sages or seers or yogis or Buddhas or Christs. You know, there's a common theme amongst those kind of very advanced spiritual teachers. You know, the common theme is, when you study their work, these different people's work, the common theme is that planet Earth is a very tough place, very tough place. But you're here for a reason. We all are here for a reason. And it's likely that you are in a bit of suffering now. Like it's pretty much permanent suffering here on planet Earth. Even the people, the ascended masters who have enormous, like, wealth. I'm not just talking about money, but They've accessed the 5D. They have plugged themselves into Source, the divine. Even these people who still float around here on planet Earth, okay? I'm thinking of people like Sadhguru, the Indian yoga teacher, who's very well known. People of that sort of nature, or an Eckhart Tolle. You know, we have some very high level advanced spiritual teachers here walking on this planet. But even they are here. They're not here much. They're mostly off in other dimensions. They're meditating. They're going into deep. They're astral traveling. They're off exploring the universe and living in their highest timeline. But even them, that they are still. It's still tough for them. Like they still feel the suffering here on planet Earth. It's just such a tough place, planet Earth. But it's beautiful, and it's not like you want to, yeah, anyway, I'll move on from that. But basically, one of the reasons why you're here on planet Earth and having this experience, why we have the experience of suffering, which we all do, we all have the experience of suffering. But one of the reasons why we come here is to collect materials, because we are all the master alchemists of our own lives, right? We all have the ability to take dark, toxic, violent energy, that energy that we don't like. We all have the ability to take that energy and to transmute it into pure light, pure consciousness, because that is what we are, pure energy. And you're a powerful alchemist. And so just, you might like to think of it this way, just open your mind to a slight mindset shift. Just being open to, and I suggest that you just meditate on some of these concepts and just see if they land, and work them through yourself and adjust them to how your mind, all of our minds are unique, and in terms of how they interpret and make sense of the world. But yeah, I encourage you to meditate on some of these topics that I'm talking about, to just see if you can understand and process them in your own way. But yeah, I really like the idea of, it really helps me understanding that I'm the alchemist, right? Remembering that, because we forget that we're alchemists. We forget how powerful we are because of the programming of this world. But we are here to collect the materials, the lead, right? In alchemy, if you don't know alchemy is the turning of lead into gold. It's the changing of chemicals, from something that's not very valuable into something that's very valuable. So the most common example of alchemy is turning lead into gold, actual lead into gold, right? And that's what an alchemist does. Then there's mental alchemy, right, which is the mental alchemist who can take dark, violent energy and transmute it into love and light. And that's who you are, and that's what you're here to do. That's one of the things that you're here to do. So that's why you're having this experience of suffering. And if you can consciously go through that suffering, then everything will just flow much, much easier. You won't actually be suffering. You can be present, and you can just experience whatever's happening. So all this energy might be coming to you, and it might be dark energy, and you feel like you're sort of stuck in an environment. Spirit's holding you somewhere that's tough, that's dense, around certain people that are quite toxic, and you don't have to react to that anymore, because you're no longer in resonance with that sort of frequency. But Spirit can hold you there to just be an observer and just allow that energy to just flow to you. Spirit knows how powerful an alchemist you are, so Spirit will put you specifically in places that are tough energetically, and almost impossible. That would be impossible for most people to alchemize. Most people can't do it. You are such a rare breed, the skills that you have as an alchemist, and that's why you spent your whole life trying to figure out what is your gift, what are you here for, what's your purpose, what's your meaning, and you've never fitted into anything else before. It's because this role is just, this is your role, the alchemist. You're here to shift the energy for humanity, for the planet, for the cosmos. That's how powerful you are.